Everything changed with the smartphone. So when our children were little, if you had a computer in the family room, then really that was the advice we would give, and that was fine. You could look over their shoulder, you could see what they were looking at. But the smartphone in their pocket has changed everything. And I divided it up into three things that that we might be concerned about. So we might be concerned about who they're talking to online. We might be concerned about how they're behaving online, so bullying and the whole selfie culture, which is massive. And then also the kind of things that they're looking at online, so pornography, sexting, and all that kind of stuff. And again, there's lots of practical things we can do. So in the same way when they're little, you put the bleach up high and you put the knives away, we need to be putting filters and parental controls and that sort of thing. And there's an appendix in the back of the book if parents are concerned about how to do that. But at the end of the day, this is about equipping our children to make those choices themselves.
And presumably as well, it's important to educate them about what they're putting online or sharing themselves as well, because, there's that idea, isn't there, that in years to come when they grow up, all of the information that they've already put on there will be available. And the kids are a bit more confident now with sharing everything about themselves.
Absolutely. So teaching them about privacy settings, that's important. But one of our children at university, one of the first lectures they had was a lecturer saying, what you think is hilarious at the rugby club dinner may not look quite so funny to your future employer. So just think before you post stuff. And I think as parents, we have a responsibility in that as well. I don't know if you've heard of sharenting, but this is where parents overshare online, they put their child's report online or whatever. And again, I think we have a responsibility in that.
There's also another great section where it talks about targeted advertising. And again, I think this is a lot of thing that maybe adults don't realise happens an awful lot.
Absolutely. I mean, advertisers know the kind of things that are going to appeal to our children of whatever age. And they're not just in it for our kids, they're in it for themselves. And so being wise about that, knowing that they know psychologists have designed some of these things, they know how to get to our kids. And then I think it's about talking to our children about those things and explaining what's behind it and helping them, again, make wise choices with that.
We had a text from June saying it's all very well, you protecting your own child, but what about when they go to other people's houses where their restrictions may not be as secure as yours?
Absolutely. And that is the heart of the book. So they might be on public Wi-Fi and they might have all kinds of other things. And it's hard for our children, particularly at someone else's house, if stuff's happening. So we've got to be realistic. But the heart of this is teaching our children wisdom, teaching them how to say no, giving them the resilience, the confidence in order to make wise decisions in a world where any decision's possible, not by just limiting their options and telling them they can't go on Wi-Fi, they can't have a phone, they can't go out, but actually giving them that confidence. And that's through the everyday stuff of family life, as we talk to them, as we spend time with them, just placing those values in their lives. But it's hard. It's hard to be a parent today. It's hard to be a child.